What is up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel, welcome back. In today's video I'll be reviewing this very low-end gaming laptop. Now I picked this up at the end of 2019 for 700 Australian dollars. So the specifications of this computer, so there is a GTX 1050, it is a 3GB model, an i5 8300H running at 2.3 GHz. It is a very low clock speed, but I cannot overclock it due to the cooling in this laptop. It has approximately 8 GB of RAM running in dual channel, and that has a 60Hz display. So I guess let's start off with the benchmarks. In this video, I'll be benchmarking Minecraft. I'll be benchmarking Rainbow Six Siege in both the DirectX API and the Vulkan. I will also be benchmarking Battle.net, Black Ops Cold War, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I will also be doing CSGO, so more of the low-end kind of games. So let's roll the benchmarks, shall we? Just before I start the benchmarks, I thought I should mention that I will be benchmarking these games at the following resolutions of 1600 by 900 and 1920 by 1080. Also, thank you guys so much for 200 subscribers, and thank you even more for 20,000 views on my Criminal Mods video. I shall no longer keep you waiting, on with the benchmarks. So for starting off Rainbow Six Siege in the Vulkan API, the first benchmark I will be running at 1600 by 900 for the resolution at all low settings, with the LED quality at ultra and targeting 60 frames a second. So let's start the benchmark. So after running the benchmark of 1600 by 900, here are the results. So we averaged 108 frames a second with a CPU load of 73%, a GPU load of 83%, VRAM load of 33%, and a RAM load of 44%. On with the DirectX benchmarks. Now I will be running the DirectX benchmark on 1600 by 900, so let's start the benchmark. So after running the benchmark, we've got an extra 2 frames a second with an average of 110. The CPU load was sitting around 80%, GPU load 50%, VRAM usage, VRAM load around 30%, and general RAM load around 2.5 GB. So that's good to know. Now I will be running the DirectX benchmark on 1920 by 1080 resolution, so I'll just swap that over. Now I'd just like to mention I am externally recording this on a camera, not on any kind of computer screen recording software to maximize my frames. That's why I'm also not running MSI Afterburner. So on with the benchmark. running that benchmark, for some reason we have gained about 12 frames a second since the since the DirectX benchmark on 1600 by 900. So 72% CPU load, 70% GPU load, 33% VRAM load, and 31% RAM load. Now I will run the Vulkan benchmark in 1080p. Now I will be running the Vulkan benchmark for the resolution of 1920 by 1080, as shown right here. So let's start the benchmark. After finishing up on the Vulkan benchmark at 1080p, we can see we have dropped 20 frames a second. Now that is a substantial number when you're running at a lower frame rate. Now all of these settings have been on low with ultra LOD quality. So now we shall move on to Minecraft. So now that we are on to Minecraft, I have added MSI Afterburner in the top left. And for the settings on Minecraft, we will be running with 80 FOV, 1920 by 1080 resolution at 60 Hz, that's the monitor, refresh rate. We'll be running 12 chunks, fancy graphics, maximum lighting, smooth lighting, no VSync, and yeah, any other details on the screen. So I guess let's spawn in and see what happens. Okay, so with the settings that I just displayed, we are playing Minecraft. So the CPU is sitting pretty hot and the GPU is pretty hot as well. But as you can see, we seem to be sitting around anywhere from, I've seen it dip down just to about 100, but we're sitting about 160, I'd say is about the average. So I guess let's fly around and see if it affects it. Not disable, not enable cap lock. So yeah, it's definitely playable. So you can definitely have fun with your friends playing. So after the shaders are done doing their update, I'll be doing this game at 720p. Really, dogs? You have to start barking now? 720p on all low settings, and I will put the field of view to 80. And I will just be displaying these results in a bot match. They should be pretty similar, maybe a bit better, maybe a bit worse in online, but I'm not very good on low frames in this game, so I guess we'll just do it against bots with a little bit of gameplay. Okay, so now that I've spawned in, it's definitely very stuttery and the CPU is sitting at 100% usage. So we know what the bottleneck is, but yeah, it's not too bad. I feel like the CPU was a bit better, maybe like an i7 8700H or something like that. You would definitely have a better experience, and the 8 gigs of RAM is definitely a bottleneck as well. We're sitting at pretty much max usage for the RAM. But yeah, if you were just playing with your friends, chilling, and you didn't really mind how the game looked and felt, you just got to have a pretty chill experience. But yeah, if you were going for grinding camos or something, it's definitely not super easy. So yeah, that's really surprising. I did not expect that CPU to be the bottleneck. I was expecting the GPU. But I mean, it's good to know. So, because I actually haven't benchmarked. This is my first time benchmarking this as well. I haven't ran any tests on this laptop, as it was my old school laptop where I used to light game on it. about a year or so ago, and all I would play really was Rainbow Six Siege and a bit of CSGO. So yeah, I guess we will move on to CSGO. Okay, so now that we are in CSGO, I have the FPS displayed down the bottom of the screen, and I have the CPU usage, GPU usage, and VRAM on the right. Now the settings we will be running at 1080p with low settings. So yeah, let's load into a game. Okay, so I've just loaded into a game of CSGO on Dust 2. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy the UMP, and we're running around. So we are only getting around 90 frames a second. I'm not actually too sure why. My settings are not set up properly. This is not good. Anyways, we'll just run around. Move over to the side so I don't die. Need to turn up my sense a bit. There we go. Oh. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have any comments, write it down in the comment, like any feedback on the video, or if you have any questions, I will leave my Discord server in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. I'm also might start streaming some GTA. If you guys would like to see that, leave it in the comments below. I just have to pick up a capture card. Oh, I forgot to buy a gun. Alrighty, thank you guys for watching. Peace out.